So hello everyone. I am going to report the topic about effects of political instability on tourism demand. Political instability refers to situations where a country experiences disruptions in its political system, such as government instability, civil unrest, violent protests, armed conflicts, coups, or frequent changes in leadership. This instability can significantly affect tourism demand, as tourists are often hesitant to visit places where safety, security, and predictability are uncertain. Political instability undermines the confidence of citizens, businesses, and investors, and can lead to economic decline, loss of security, or civil conflict. Factors contributing to political instability include poor governance, inequality, economic hardship, and the presence of factions vying for power. How political instability affects on tourism demand. 1. Decline in tourist arrivals. Tourists are generally rest averse and avoid destinations where there is a high likelihood of political violence, protests, or civil unrest. As a result, political instability often leads to a reduction in the number of both international and domestic visitors to a region. 2. Safety concerns. Safety is a primary factor influencing travel decisions. If a destination is seen as dangerous due to political instability, potential visitors will typically avoid it, resulting in a drop in tourism demand. Governments often issue travel advisories, which further deter tourists. 3. Economic impact. The decline in tourism due to political instability can have significant economic consequences. Destinations that rely heavily on tourism for revenue will experience losses in income, which can impact local businesses, hotels, airlines, and other service providers in the tourism industry. Changes in tourist profile. Some tourists may still visit a politically unstable destination, but the profile of the typical tourist might shift. For example, tourists who are willing to take risks, such as adventure travelers or those with personal or professional interests in the area, may continue to visit, while more mainstream tourists may avoid the location altogether. 5. Long term reputational damage. Political instability can damage a destination's reputation in the long term. Even after the political situation stabilizes, it can take time for tourists to regain trust in the safety of the region, leading to a slower recovery in tourism demand. 6. Cancellations and postponements. Political instability can result in the cancellation of major events, conferences, or festivals, which are often significant drivers of tourism demand. These disruptions can lead to a sharp decline in visitors during key periods. Direct effects of political instability on tourism demand. Decreased demand for travel. Tourists avoid destinations perceived as unsafe. Travel warnings and advisories. Impact of government issued travel warnings and tourist arrivals. Flight cancellation and disruptions. Air travel is often disrupted during periods of instability. Impact on local businesses. Hotels, restaurants, and attractions suffer from reduced visitors. There are also indirect effects of political instability on tourism. First is loss of long term tourist confidence, shifts in public perception of a country's safety. Second, decreased foreign investments in tourism infrastructure, impact on future tourism development. And lastly, economic impacts. Loss of tourism revenue affects local economies, especially in countries heavily reliant on tourism. Case studies of political instability affecting tourism. First is Egypt, 2011 Arab Spring. Significant decline in tourists during the revolution. Impact on major tourist destinations like the pyramids of Giza. The 2011 Arab Arab Spring was a series of anti-government protests, uprisings, and armed rebellions that spread across the Arab world beginning in Tunisia in December 2010 and eventually affecting countries such as Egypt, Libya, Yemen, Syria, Bahrain, and others. The movement was fueled by widespread dissatisfaction with authoritarian regimes, political corruption, economic instability, high unemployment, and human rights abuses. Second, Thailand, 2014 political crisis. Political protests and military coup leading to a decrease in visitors' impact on Bangkok and coastal resort areas. The 2014 political crisis in Thailand was marked by intense protests, military intervention, and a coup, largely stemming from a long standing political divide between the two main factions, the Yellow Shirts, which is the royalist pro military establishment, and the Red Shirts, which is supporters of the populist policies of former Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra. The immediate catalyst was the ousting of Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawatra, the Thaksin's sister, following months of protests against her government. Turkey, 2016 coup attempt. A sharp decline in tourism following the failed coup. Effect on Istanbul and coastal resorts. The 2016 coup attempt in Turkey occurred on the night of July 15, 2016, when a faction of the Turkish military known as the Peace at Home Council attempted to overthrow President Recep Tayyip Erdogan and his government. The co-plotters, who were later identified as having ties to the Gulen movement, led by exiled cleric Fethullah Gulen, took control of key locations in Ankara and, and Istanbul, including military bases, the state-run TV channel, and the Bosphorus Bridge. They also declared martial law and announced the formation of a new government. Syria, civil war, total collapse of tourism due to ongoing conflict, complete shutdown of historical tourist sites like or, or Palmyra. The Syrian civil war, which began in 2011, is one of the most devastating and complex conflicts in modern history involving multiple internal and external actors and resulting in hundreds of thousands of deaths and millions of displaced people. Factors mitigating the impact of political instability. Tourist resilience and adaptability. Some tourists may still visit countries despite instability. Tourism diversification. Countries with a diverse tourism offer can recover faster. Government response. Measures taken to restore safety, security, and tourist confidence. Short term versus long term effects. Some destinations recover quicker than others. Economic and social consequences of reduced tourism demand. Job loss, unemployment, and tourism dependent sectors. GDP decline. A significant portion of some countries' GDP comes from tourism. Reduced cultural exchange. Fewer tourists means fewer cultural interactions. Infrastructure underutilizations. Hotel, transport, and other infrastructure are underused. Strategic responses to political instability. Marketing and crisis management. How countries attempt to restore tourism. Example: post crisis PR campaigns, improving safety measures, enhancing security in tourist areas to restore confidence. Diversification of tourism, encouraging alternative tourism types. Example: ecotourism, cultural tourism. Collaborating with the international organizations, working with the UNWTO and other entities to rebuild tourism.